Let me know. Let me know when you can hear me. This is all. Can you hear me, guys? Can anybody hear me yet? RKS, can you hear me now? I'm indeed live. Hello. Good morning. Is everybody hearing me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you very much for letting me know. I'm indeed live. We're talking about change. Good morning, RKS. Mohammed, welcome in. Elevate, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Everyone, I appreciate you for dropping in. I apologize for the failure with the microphone. Here's what I'm talking about. Here's what we're talking about. Here's what the walk and talk is about this morning. It's about change, and not just change for the sake of change, not just being changed by outward circumstances, but our own change, the change that we seek. We have to be careful because it's easy for us to be changed and it not be the change we're looking for. It's very easy for us to be hurt, and when we're hurt, allow that hurt to change us. Allow that pain to change us. Allow that anger to change us. And when we allow for those things to happen, we all of a sudden find ourselves being changed, and we believe because so much of it can be done through this just outright anger and vengeance that it feels good to change that way. But it's not leading to our goals. It's not changing us to the person who we need to be to see what we want to see. It's only a change that's suitable for that environment. It's a change that's suitable for that space. It's not a change designed to prepare you for something better or to prepare you for who you need to be. It's quite easy to change in the wrong direction. It's very easy to become resentful when you haven't been in the past. It's very easy to become angry when you haven't been in the past. It's very easy to become just unforgiving and violent when you haven't been in the past because your circumstances change you. We have to make sure that when we're looking at change and we're driving change, which is why I say you need to seek out challenges. Because when you seek out challenges, those challenges will change you in the ways that you're seeking out. The challenge is in the midst of what you're seeking to become. And that challenge will change you into what you need to be. The challenge is that I always start here, you guys know it. I always start with talking about health, talking about fitness. Why? Because it's the easiest thing for you to get up and do. If you want to see change in your life, if you really want to see change and you want to challenge yourself, start with your body. Start with your fitness. Start with what you do every day, at any point during the day, the morning, the afternoon, the night. It doesn't matter. Just start by challenging it. Start by saying, I want to see change here. Doesn't matter what type of change you say you want to see. Approach it with discipline, and you're going to feel yourself change. You're going to feel a change in your ability to move. You're going to feel a change in your flexibility. You're going to feel changes throughout your whole body that are driven by this knowledge and this ability and this understanding of change and how you have changed. Why is this important, guys? Why is it important for us to understand this? Because if we are changed by our circumstances versus by our design, we are fulfilling someone else's purpose. We are becoming what someone else needs us to be to feed their future versus who we choose to be to feed our own. It is a lot easier, and it doesn't matter, listen, I let you guys know my family has a morning meeting every day. Morning meeting. We get up at 7:30, we have the meeting. And when we get up and we have this meeting, part of the conversation is simply about, hey, what can you do for yourself? You need to know the difference between making an excuse and having a reason. And it's important they start learning this young. So yesterday, my 14-year-old daughter says to me, indeed, I see what you're saying, Solid, slaves indeed, mentally captured in slavery. We'll talk about that in a moment because I had a conversation with someone about mindset and how drastic mindset should change your life when you change your mindset. So my daughter says to me, well, no, you're not in control of everything, right? You can't just do what you want. I mean, what are you talking about? She says, well, our conversation was about the difference between waiting and being patient. And she says, well, if your parents say you can't do something until you finish school, you have to wait until you finish school to do it. I was like, no, you don't. I'm like, of course you don't. She says, yes, you do. I was like, no, you don't. You could just leave. Kids run away all the time. Am I telling you to run away? No. I'm just telling you that you think something has to be that way because that's what you think, is that it has to be that way. I'm not telling you that you have to become the other way. I'm just letting you know if you want to leave, you can. You have that ability. Stop limiting your future based on what you think the guidelines are for how you should be. Don't limit your future based on, oh, well, you can't do that. Of course you can. Here's the biggest thing. Do you want to know why most people don't do things? And this is what I mean about, are you afraid of change? Most people don't do things because it requires them to do something. This is why things don't get done. This is why people don't change. This is why growth is not made. This is why challenges are not met. Because you can do it, but you have to do it. Right? I can't wait to get out of this house. Of course you can. You're in no hurry to pay your own phone bill. You're in no hurry to work 40 hours a week. You're in no hurry to buy your own clothes. You're in no hurry to pay rent. You don't even know what these things are, but you know you're not ready to do it. You're in no hurry to get up and go because the world requires you to, or you won't survive. I get it, you're a teenager and you think you are, but you're not. But I'm telling you, you can. I'm not telling you I want you to. I'm not telling you to leave. I'm simply saying to you that it's available to you. And it's the same thing for us as adults. I can't do this. What can't you do? Or what are you not willing to do? Don't leave your job because you don't like your job. You leave your job because you're looking for something better. You're looking for something better and more in your life, and you're prepared to do the work to achieve it. You don't leave your job. You just upgrade. You just grow. That's growth, people. Elevate said, you just have to deal with the after effects with bad choices. It is a hard job. Yes. Solid said, you're so correct. Please save this. I'll try my best. You have the choice. Indeed, Solid said, very good message for us adults also. Agreed, which is the point that I'm trying to make. It's the thing that I'm trying to share. It's one of the catalysts for what we do here on these walk-in talks. And what I talk about here when I'm speaking about discipline and development. You have to make decisions. Everybody, there's this old, my goodness, I keep letting people know, there's this old, I wanna say Tech Nine song, where I think it starts off, no, it's from the movie, I guess, is it from the movie Belly? Anybody remember those old hip hop movies? And there was this one where it might have been a Steven Seagal movie where the Jamaican guy yells out, whatever you, Andre said, whatever you decide to do, the work will always be necessary, always. And I'm thinking back, I think it was a Steven Seagal movie. And he's fighting this group of Jamaicans. And I believe they do like voodoo or whatever, right? And one of them yells out, "Everyone want heaven, but none want dead." I remember that, and there's somebody, I believe it was Tech-9, put it in a rap song. Muhammad said, "I was afraid of those things, but now I can change, and it seems I can." Of course, because you can drive it. So this line, everyone want heaven, but none want dead. I'm listening to this line, and I'm thinking, this is so stupid. Don't nobody want to die. And then he kept saying it. I kept hearing it over and over in different places, and it dawns on me. It's like, oh, everybody wants to go to heaven. Everybody wants to, oh no, I need to live right so I can go to heaven. And heaven's beautiful, and heaven's great, and heaven's so much better than here. But none want dead. None want dead. You don't want to die to get to heaven. You're accepting that you will die, and at some point you'll be in heaven, but you're not pressing the gas pedal to get there. You can't live like that. Everyone wants great things, but none want work. None want change. Or I want to live different, but don't want change. Don't want work different. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so bad at these accents. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for putting on these bad Jamaican accents. Elevate said it's willpower. Don't want to take the steps. They don't want to take the steps. We don't want to take the steps. We avoid them. And then we wonder why. Look, watch this. I want to get down the hill. Feet ain't moving. Man, I can't wait to be done with this walk. It's gonna be so good to be finished with this walk. I'm ready to be done with this walk. My feet ain't moving, people. You ain't going nowhere. I stopped. I'm not. You can't keep telling people. You can't keep saying. You can't keep projecting. You can't keep commenting. You can't keep wishing. You can't keep thinking. You can't keep talking. You can't keep doing all of these things towards what you want, but doing the thing to get you what you want. Stop telling me you're hungry and you refuse to pick up food. Stop telling me that you're tired and you refuse to rest correctly. Stop telling me you're lost and you refuse to look for a way out. I take it a step further. Stop telling me you lost and then refuse to go with me when I tell you I can get you out of here. I can get you home. I can get you to where you want to be. You just got to stand up and let's go. Nah. Those movies, you know those movies when it's the good guy, he gets hurt, and like, this is the end for me. And it's like, go on without me. Dude, we put this on a timer and we can get you out of here. You don't have to die here. No. Go on without me. Hey man, he said go. I'ma go. Like I got plans. You sitting there. I wish it didn't have to end this way. It doesn't. You're giving up. It doesn't have to end this way. You are choosing for it to end this way. There's a growth, man. There's a challenge. There's a walk. There's an expectation for yourself that you must have in order for you to hit the mark that you want to see. or don't. But don't be afraid of change, because you're going to change. The world around you is going to change. If you stay the same, hear me out. This is important. This is important. If you stay the exact same, you will change, if for no other reason than everything around you has changed. Even if you don't change, you will be changed. You will be different because everything around you has changed. Andre said, too much dreaming will keep you in bed. Oh, get up and do the work. Say it again, Andre. I like that. I like how you yelled work too. Do the work. Let me see if I can read this the same way you typed it. Too much dreaming will keep you in bed. Get up, do the work. Is that how you meant it, Andre? Let me know if I read it the way you meant, the way you typed it. It's important. It's important to understand that even if you choose to not get up and do the work, even if you choose to lay there and not move, the world around you is changing. Thus, you're changing. You're changing as well because the world around you is. Listen, this is how old I am. This is how there's a KRS-One short where it says, the worst thing that old people can do is not listen to young people. And the worst thing that young people can do is not listen to old people. Because we both are preventing ourselves from learning how to bring together the past and the future to make a better now, to strengthen us in this moment. Right? Thank you, Andre. This is why it's important for us to understand. So for me, I fought change. I was like, I know it already. I'm right. I'm right already. I'm where I need to be already. I don't need to change. And then these millennials came into the workplace and they was like, yeah, I don't work on Wednesdays after 3. I was like, what? Hey, listen, look, good morning, Top Gun. Welcome in, brother. I was like, look, you say what now? You say you're not gonna work on Wednesdays after 3. Everybody works on Wednesdays after 3. You work, what? You say you don't work Thursdays at all. No, the weekend, what? Come in, no, I don't want my life like that. I don't wanna live like that. And I was like, listen, let me explain something to you. I've been doing this for years. I don't wanna work on Wednesdays after 3 either. If I gotta work on Wednesdays after 3, you gotta work on Wednesdays after 3. And then I went on like, this is crazy. Who do you think you are trying to live your life the way you want to? And then I looked at myself and I was like, they're themselves. Wait a minute. Am I a slave? Am I literally a slave? Listen, y'all know I don't use much bad language. Am I a house? What was Samuel L. Jackson's character name in Django Unchained? What was his character's name? Is that me? I burn those sheets. Is that me? You got work to 7, I got work to 7. If I'm gonna be working, you gonna be working. If I gotta be here, you gotta be here. And all of a sudden it dawns on me, no, you don't. This is your life. You do this, you come here and you work these hours and you stay late and you accept what they give you because you accept it. Because you've looked at it and you said they're in charge and they can do what they want to with your life and you'll accept what you get in return and be happy with it. Good morning, Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, thank you for motivating me at 2 a.m., man. Thank you for being up, Emmanuel. Continue to check in, man. Continue to check in. This is what I mean about understanding the change that's happening and drive your change. Stephen is his name. Stephen was the character's name in Django Unchained? Really? I thought it would have been a little bit more, but okay, Stephen. Stephen is the guy from Django, got you. Yeah, just in there telling people, if I'm gonna be here, you're gonna be here. You're gonna like it, you're gonna love it, this way you're gonna act. Every time. You have to be able to break your mind free, not from hatred, not out of anger, but out of an understanding of, I have some say-so in what happens in my life, but here's what you have to get to. This is what you have to understand. India, good morning, Muhammad. 2:30 in the afternoon. Here you go. Here's the thing that you have to understand. Here's the thing that's going to be important and that I believe so many people miss, which is one of the biggest catalysts to change. When you look at this same movie and you go to the scene where he is in the back of this, he's in the back of this carriage with these other blacks who have been captured or are being returned to slavery. And he decides to break free of it. He decides to break free. Then all of a sudden, he has to take action. And the look on the other people's face of, what are you doing? You're gonna mess this up for all of us. You're gonna make it bad for all of us. No, we gotta change. We gotta be willing to, if you wanna be free, you're gonna have to act free. Free people don't do this. But the mindset shift, we talked about this yesterday, the change that has to happen in the mindset. When you've been told your whole life that black is bad, the mind shift change you have to go through to even accept that it's not, and then to live as it not being so is immense. It is an intense mind shift, and it's not easily adopted. If the world told you right now, if the whole world said we were wrong, your left hand is your right hand, and your right hand is a spiggle, you ain't gonna be like, what? What? I'm not saying that. That's stupid. Nope. Your left hand is right, and your right is spiggle. So we no longer have left and right. We have right and spiggle, and they're on opposite sides of your body. I'm not doing that. I'm not changing to that. It doesn't make sense. You're not even giving me a reason for it. It doesn't benefit me. How does that help me? I can't see what that's going to do for me. I can't see. None of that makes sense. That is a mindset shift. And it's the same thing when you tell somebody you're in control of the direction of your life. You just have to get up and do it. And you're like, what? No, I can't see that. How am I supposed to do that? They still have to be woken up. They still have to be activated. They still have to, even when you've been told, when you've been made aware, there's still actions that you're required to take. Doc said, right, would have thought it was different too. But remember, he is a house slave. That's right, that is liked. So they could have changed his name to Stephen. Right. My bad on the tangent. Don't worry about it. Emmanuel said, how do you remove your anxiety to film yourself in public? Easy answer, Emmanuel. I don't know if you're still there, but I'll answer that for you. Emmanuel, you just need to, Doc said, you just need to love yourself and absolutely not care about what people think about you. And Elevate said, just shared on my community wall. Thank you so much, Elevate. Here's the thing. Here's what you need to do, Emmanuel, exactly what Doc said. If you're afraid of filming yourself in public, you need to spend all your time filming yourself in public. Be ridiculous. Go hard. See, I've been kind of loud and in front of people for most of my life. I grew up traveling the roads of the South with my Pentecostal preacher father. And so being in front of people and talking and being seen and being identified. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get a rhythm. Y'all be patient with me. Hold on, guys. Going out, speaking to the people, sharing with them the glory that was to come, letting them know that their work is for a reason. I've been there. I've lived years of that. So being in front of the camera and being in front of people isn't something I've ever been challenged with. But what I have been challenged with is the mindset to understand what value there was in that. To understand that I walked into businesses and for years I sold products, I sold ideas, I sold beliefs based on who I was and how I connect, but didn't understand the value it could bring to me. Didn't understand my own value and my own worth and how focusing on developing myself and having a purpose would change my life. And so I had to identify it. And I had to start to change. I lived so much of my life resentful of the fact that my gifts were being exploited by others, not understanding that I'm walking myself repeatedly into the bondage. I'm accepting what this bondage is. I'm not just accepting it, I'm seeking it out. I went from one job, from one plantation to the next plantation, looking for an opportunity to put on my show, to dance and not understand that this is my talent. I get it, it's your company, but your company ain't got one of me. I had to learn that there is a value in me, and then to learn how to make that value important to others, to make it valuable for others, to bring it to others. See, that's the thing that I didn't know as well, is that what I was concerned about, so it's a couple of things that can be difficult for people to understand. I was so concerned about getting something for me that I never did the work or came to the understanding that my talents are for the purposes of serving others and not myself. I don't have these skills and these capabilities so that I can go out and enjoy my skills and capabilities. My skills and capabilities are here because I need to be able to get out and have a message to share and something to share. And I sold it for years so that others could use it to grow their legacy. Am I gonna do it for myself? Am I gonna walk out in front of people and am I gonna do it for myself? Am I gonna take these same talents to bring something of value to people's lives so that I truly understand my value and know what I'm doing and change for me? That's important, people. It's important to understand that when we talk about making change and we talk about growth, we have to want it. We have to absolutely be driven to have it. And then we have to do the work to get it. God bless you too, Emmanuel. Get in front of the camera, man. You want to be filmed in public? Just go out, set up a camera and start talking in public. Matter of fact, here's what you say. Hey guys, I'm afraid of talking in front of a camera in public. I currently have a camera set up and I'm recording myself talking in public. I would love to hear your feedback on how I'm doing. Right now, I'm going to read a little something I wrote. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to read it note for note, but don't worry. Go out there, just start. You want to get started, Emmanuel. I'm telling you, do it. Because right now, barring you living in a community where public speaking is absolutely punishable by death, it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. Get out there, do your thing, enjoy it. You'll grow to understand it's not as hard as I thought it would be. Doesn't mean that we're not all designed to be great orators. We're not all designed to be great computer programmers. We're not all designed to be great mathematicians and scientists. We don't all have the same designs. But if this is something you want to work on, the reason I'm encouraging you to do it is because it requires discipline. And what it'll do is it'll change you. And the lesson you learn from it, even if ultimately public speaking isn't the thing that you do, what you're going to do is you're going to apply discipline, which means you're going to do it with repetition. You're going to be patient, understanding that it's going to take time to establish the skill and use it repeatedly and be consistent. That's step 3, you're going to add consistency. I want to be able to speak in a manner in which a way I can get people to engage and respond, and I can say what I have to say, and it will be entertaining and engaging. and you will persevere, because there will be times when you speak where people will say nothing. There'll be times when you speak where people will applaud. There'll be times when you speak where it'll be horrible. There'll be times when you won't even go speak. Those things are all perseverance. Those things are the things that work on you. So it doesn't matter what you do after that point. You've known and you've shown that you have discipline. So whatever you want to do next, you apply discipline to that. Because you've already taken a thing. You've already taken a challenge and said, I got it. I'm gonna do it. I got discipline. Repetition, patience, consistency, perseverance. What am I gonna apply it to next? What am I gonna apply it to next? Am I gonna apply it to finances? Am I gonna apply it to school? Am I gonna apply it to a relationship? Am I gonna apply it to faith? You've already built the discipline, which is the important part. And then we can aim it at anything else. But it's what we said before. You've got to get started. You've got to get started. A couple of things in here. We have, Me Too said, yes, that's great. I feel like it's never as bad as you thought it was going to be. Correct. Right. At Doc Watson, Manuel said, hear it, needed to. I'm going back a bit. Elevate, let Emmanuel know you're not alone. Sometimes I forget I need to love myself. Indeed, love yourself indeed, all the time. Emmanuel said, my life goal is to remind people they are loved and important by doing positive and loving videos. And I've been struggling, but you motivated me a lot, man, and I'm gonna apply all this. Apply it, put it to work. Hey, if you don't say anything else, Emmanuel, if you don't say anything else, just take that thing that you just put in there, copy it, paste it, and say that. My life goal is to remind people that you are loved and important. I am doing positive videos and loving videos. I've been struggling to be motivated, but I'm going to apply everything that I've learned. That's what you say. That's the start. That's your video. That's your work, because it's your purpose. Now you're focused on your purpose. You may not end up in front of the camera doing loving videos. You may end up being the producer of a company whose sole responsibility is creating entertaining, engaging content. You may be the owner or the catalyst for how movies are made in the future. All you're doing right now is the thing that you know to do, but you don't know what you need to do until you start doing the thing you need to do. And then those other things will start to show up. That's how it works. Continue to take those steps. Continue to grow, Emmanuel. Never forget that. Doc Watson said, Emmanuel, never forget that. You got this. Spread your message. The ones that need it will listen, and the ones that don't and want to judge you, they don't matter anyway, because the message isn't for them. So I tried to, so many years ago, guys, my older brother had a clothing company. It was pretty good. It was during the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And at the clothing company, no problem, Emmanuel, we're here for you. Feel like a father I never had. Glad I could fill that space for you. At the clothing company, so it was a little boutique company, right? So sold mostly in the area we lived in the DMV. There was some sales outside the area, did a few trade shows, and then people started knocking the shirts off, right? So he would create a design, people would come in, they would buy one of each color, they would buy one of each design, and then they would take the designs out and they would have the designs reprinted on shirts in colors that he never printed them on, right? And then they would sell the shirts for $12, $15. You know, he was selling the shirts back then, $25, $30, some for $40. Just selling shirts, pretty good price for the 90s for a t-shirt. That's pretty good price for a t-shirt now. But anyway, he's selling these graphic t-shirts the way he's doing this artistry, he's doing this work. And so then he sit down and there's a long discussion about, do we need to take action against the companies or the stores, because it's just regional stores, that are bootlegging the material, Do we need to, right? And long discussion, ultimately, we ended up finding some information about some of your, sorry about that. We started finding information about some of your higher end companies, some of your higher end apparel companies. And one of the things that became clear to us is the high end apparel companies know they have knockoffs. And they know the knockoffs are spending millions a year to make millions of it. And they were like, well, what do you do? So we found out that these high-end companies don't care. And it was part of a conversation. I can't remember if it was Polo or if it was, my goodness, what did I step in? I can't remember if it's Polo, Tommy, or whoever it was. But somebody basically came out and says, my apparel isn't made for that economic bracket. I don't make clothes for people who make $30,000 a year. My clothes aren't made for them. Everybody got all offended. Oh, you said you don't make clothes. No, I don't. Listen, if you make $30,000 a year and a shirt comes out and that shirt costs $175, that's not your shirt. You don't make enough money. You understand if you make $30,000 a year, you're making $15 an hour? Do you understand that? You're making $15 an hour. That means pre-tax. That means before they take any taxes out, you gotta work about 12 to 13 hours. You gotta work a day and a half to afford this one shirt. Nobody should work a day and a half to buy a shirt. If you're making $15 an hour, my clothes are not made for you. They're not made for your economic bracket. So yes, it's $175. No, you can't afford it. Guess why they don't care if they get bootlegged? If you buy a Polo shirt or a Hilfiger shirt for $10, $50, $20, it's not real. They didn't make it for you. It wasn't made for you. You're not their customer anyway. They don't care. Why is that important? Because that's who we have to become. Stop thinking because something is not available to you, someone's preventing you from having it. It's not you. It's not made for you. Stop trying to get the bootleg version of what somebody else has. Get your own. Stop trying to buy they had the Ferraris, the Ferrari body kits they used to sell that came with a Volkswagen Bug engine, but it looked like a Ferrari, and if you tweaked the engine just right, it sounded like a Ferrari, but it's not. We're sitting around here, walking around, looking around, trying to find the bootleg version of somebody else's success or somebody else's life, or trying to be what somebody else is telling us we need to be, and it doesn't apply to us. My brother had to learn the lesson, don't waste your time going around trying to fight people who are not speaking to your core. Why are you trying to take down stores? Why are you spending your time, your money, your thought, and your energy trying to stop things that don't speak to where you're going? Those aren't your customers. If you're buying a Gucci bag secondhand online, or you're buying it from, I don't know, Nordstrom's for a 75% discount at $115, and it was a $15,000 bag when you look online, yeah, it's not real. But don't worry, they didn't make the $15,000 bag for you anyway. We get too far outside of our focus, outside of where we need to be, looking to be like something or someone else, And we're not changing in the way we want to change. We're changing in the way the environment or the catalyst is telling us to change. Take care, Doc. Thank you for stopping in. Always good to have you here. I'm gonna go back and check some things out. I gotta go, Emmanuel, get some sleep. Thank you for being here. Indeed. Doc Watson, always, thank you for being here as well. What are we working on today, people? What are we talking about today? What is the focus this morning? The focus, the talk, and the walk this morning is about understanding and not being fearful of change. Be prepared to change, but control the change. Don't let the change happen to you. Do the change, seek the change, make the change. Don't be changed by the environment. Become your change. The work that we do is paramount, guys. The work that we do, the steps that we take are important. For all of you, I want to continue to encourage you, continue to uplift you and let you know that for what you're doing and where you're going, you're going to always be the catalyst. It is great to have you here this morning. It is now 5:25, guys. We're going to be drawing this to a close. I want to say for everyone who's been here, if you haven't done so yet, please drop a thumbs up. Go ahead and do that. Also, you'll be able to see in the channel description, as we work towards monetization, we could use as much support as possible to do so. In the channel description on the channel page, you'll see links that are available for you to receive your version of the 2DS, which is the discipline dividend strategy, and also to contribute towards the growth. All funds go towards the growth of the channel, increasing the content, increasing the capability and the reach. I want to appreciate you for being here. I want to appreciate you for taking your time and letting me walk with you this morning. As always, to recap, change is going to happen. Drive your own. Change you. Control and manage where you are going and what you are becoming. Also, the four pillars to discipline are going to always be the same. Repetition, patience, consistency, and finally perseverance. And as always, guys, until we meet next time, keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. Take care, guys. Y'all have a blessed Tuesday.